Welcome back to the channel. It's really good to have you guys back again. If this is your first time here, my name is Laura. It's really nice to meet you. And I'd like to apologize because if I look a little crusty, it's because I've been out the whole day and I didn't really plan to make this video today. It just kind of hit me when you have one of those moments, like the light bulb goes off. I'm like, I have to talk about this. So as you know from the topic, today is going to be about that one thing or the couple of things, the tips and tricks, the little tools in my bag that I've learned about losing weight and how to keep it off and how to stick to a diet that no one else really talks about, which is when you are in that struggle. And it's like, it's all good and well when you have good days, but it's when you have really rough days that it's really hard to stick to a diet. And sometimes that cycle makes or breaks, you know, whether you continue on or you fail and you give up and we start the whole cycle again. If you've done a diet before, you know what I mean. It's all good and well talking about how to diet when you're having a good day, but it really is how you deal with it when you're going through a rough day. And I thought I really wanted to share this with you guys. And little tips and tricks and tools that I've learned along the way have really changed the game and made it much easier. So if you'd like to keep on listening, I'd love for you to do that. So I hope you enjoy. Alright, so before we start, I'm just going to say today might not be a really structured video because I haven't really got any points in front of me today. I'm just speaking out of strong passion for the topic. So the first thing that I do when I really am struggling in that moment, like the cravings hit really hard, pre-period definitely, I come to a point where I don't really crave a lot of things anymore, and I'll share that with you in a little bit, how we get to that point. But at first, when those cravings do hit and when you're going through a really rough time, sticking to your diet, what I like to do is just like take a step back and breathe. Breathing really helps. It kind of sets the pace and the tone in your mind as well, because your body and your mind are really synced up. When you're happy and you're calm, your breath is generally long and deep, and when you're anxious, when you're stressed, then your breath becomes really short and you get anxious, and it all becomes this spiral of oh my god, reactiveness. What I like to do first thing is to just slow the body down, to slow the mind down, and then tell myself that it's okay to feel this way. I'm feeling this way because I haven't yet learned how to act on my thoughts. Instead, I only know how to act through emotions. So at this point in time, my emotions are going to speak much louder than my thoughts are. The difference between your thoughts and your emotions are that emotions tell you what you want based on what you're used to. And your emotions are always going to choose the path of least resistance. So that's going to be whatever you're used to, whatever is more comfortable, whatever has the least change and requires the least effort. But very often where our mind wants to go, which is where our goals are and where our heart is taking us, are completely different directions. So it feels like you're being like torn in two. It becomes a real struggle. All I need to do right now is not act on these emotions. I just need to walk towards my eggs. What do I need? I need my bread, I need my eggs, I need my meat. Just tell yourself what you need to do and stop thinking of what you should not be doing. And then get your ass out of that supermarket, out of that bakery as fast as you possibly can. So now that we've safely made it out of the supermarket and we're now back home in our calm, in our safe space, we still feel those cravings, but how do we now start working on steps so that we can prevent those cravings in the future? So what's really helped me is to focus on setting healthy habits instead of focusing on the weight loss. And you start focusing on the weight loss, all you can think about is all the things that you can't eat, all the restrictions that you have. I can't do this now, I can't do that, and I can't do that. So it becomes really stressful, and automatically you just create a really stressful situation for yourself. And if you're like me, I used to binge eat when I was stressed. So by creating an environment that you're being stressed, automatically you tend to want to binge eat, and then you stop yourself, and then it's just this whole cycle of fighting with yourself. So let's use me as an example, right? From my experience, from where I started off, I thought that healthy was eating lots of vegetables and having absolutely no carbs at all. I thought that skinny people were healthy because they didn't have all this extra fat, and where does fat come from? It comes from eating unhealthy things. And I did a lot of cardio. This is the point where I'd say watching one of my previous videos, and I'll link it up here, about how to lose weight without cardio. That would be really helpful just to set the tone of some base knowledge. So fast forward to a point before now, just right before now, it was a point where I thought healthy was following a plan. So I bought one of, I think, Lauren Simpson's fitness challenges. It was like a program, I think it was a 6-week thing or 6 or 8 weeks thing, where you generally had an amount of calories that you had to eat, and then there was a training program that you followed as well. I think it was training 4 to 5 days a week. So I calculated my calories, and I was so strict with them that not a chance in hell I would go out with friends and eat or allow myself to even smell a cookie. My boyfriend still really likes to laugh at me when we talk about this memory. Thank God it's a memory. But I used to weigh my spinach leaves. That drove me absolutely bonkers. I thought that if I ate anything outside this plan, I was weak and I would be fat. It was just that ridiculous, and I thought that being able to follow a healthy diet was a demonstration of strength and demonstration of growth, which now I realize is it really depends. It depends what your goal is, and depends on how you feel as a person as well. Some people do really great with diets. I personally don't do so great with diets. Back then, when I was following such a strict plan, I never considered how important being happy was. I thought in order to have a successful life, you had to sacrifice everything that you loved, everything that made you happy, to do the things that you had to do. But fast forward to now, where I'm so much happier, so much calmer, and I love my body more than ever, and it's so much easier to follow a diet now, is because my definition of healthy has changed. When you're on a deficit, like a caloric deficit, eating less than what your body requires to function. And a lot of people don't tell you about the side effects that it has. One of the most prominent one is that, generally I'm speaking from experience, is that I become a massive bitch. I'm just a really terrible person to be around because I am short-tempered. I'm less compassionate than I usually would be, and that's not just to other people, but that's also to myself. So that affects how I show up at work. That shows how much more I'm willing to do after hours, because now I'm just so focused on eating what I can eat when my next meal is. It's almost like I can't see anything else that's happening and going on in my life, and I'm also unable to build and grow in those other areas. So am I the fittest that I could be? No. Am I the skinniest? Am I where I want to be? No, there's so much more work to be done, but I feel happy and I feel healthy, and I've got so many other things in life that are going on for me that I couldn't even imagine or be even aware of when I was doing all these diets and things like that, and focusing on just the numbers on the scale. My healthy now is incorporating foods that make my body feel good, that help my brain feel good, because thinking well and being clear and being able to have enough energy to do things in your life is such a big part of life. If you can't do those things, how do you expect yourself to grow in the way that you want to? So point is, if you want to truly get over your cravings, you have to start somewhere, but start by what you think is healthy now. Do some research, try that out. After a week or two, if you feel like I'm really struggling to follow this plan, maybe ask yourself what things in this plan are really hard to follow. For example, for me, I hate boiled chicken breast. I just absolutely hate it. I can't eat it, dislike it. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's change it to chicken thighs. So then that was more tolerable. I actually like eating chicken thighs. So there you go. So as you go, your body will get used to things and your taste buds will get bored. So then slowly change. And It doesn't always have to be something that you hate eating. You can incorporate things that you like. Everything's in moderation, and you will know whether or not you're cheating yourself. Inherently, deep down inside, we know what's good for us and we know what's not good for us, and we're trying to cheat things into our meal and think like, all right, I can just drown this salad in sauce. I'm gonna be all good. No, you ain't cheating anyone, and your body will tell you as well. You'll feel undernourished if you're having just salads and lots of sauce. You're going to start feeling maybe a bit skinny fat. Go to your closest supplement store, kind of talk to them about what you want to do. Ask them a little bit more about nutrition. What's good food? What's healthy, nourishing food? Are there any green supplement that I can have? Things like that. Purely suggesting green supplement because the dosage in green supplement is so much more than we can get from our daily diet, and it really helps us with our micronutrients, which is really important. Kind of look up what sort of vitamins you can have. A fish oil is generally a really good one you can have. So small things, incorporate things one at a time. You don't have to make everything perfect, because then if you wait till you have the right knowledge to start or feel like you have the right knowledge to succeed, then if you're like me, you end up with analysis paralysis, where you read so much that you just give up, and in the end you feel absolutely worthless because you're like, I will never know everything and I will never succeed. You already know enough. Just go off what you know, and trust me, you will automatically fine-tune your way as you go. And the last thing that no one really talks about when they talk about diet and losing weight is peer pressure. Peer pressure is very real, especially when you're trying to change a very well-known habit for something better. So you have all of these habits of going out with your friends, there's certain things you guys do together, and automatically when you show up with your friends on a Friday night, they're going to expect you to do the things that you usually do with them. And now that you're a completely changed human being, you're going to say no. And they're going to look at you like you're crazy. And so that's completely normal. And if you've ever tried to diet, if you've ever tried to be different from your group, you will get that. And that's completely fine. But it doesn't mean that they don't love you, they don't care about you, they just don't understand. And it's just easy for someone who's not trying to change to say, don't worry about it, try, do it tomorrow and things like that. But you owe it to yourself to remind yourself why you start and how important this is to you. And in that moment, sometimes it's really difficult. And I've definitely been guilty of giving in. I'm like, what the heck? It's only one night, I'll just do it. But it's not just one night. It is a habit that you create within yourself, that you allow yourself to not follow a routine, to break the promises that you make to yourself. And that's what's most detrimental, is you keep allowing yourself to break promises to yourself, and that deeply weakens your self-confidence. Confidence is built out of the fears that you overcome, the obstacles that you overcome, and also made of the promises that you learn how to keep to yourself. The more of those that you do, the more confident in your abilities that you are, and the easier things get. Let's say you've enrolled in a course that you really want to learn that will eventually help you in your career, right? So this is important to you. So when people go out on a Friday night and a Saturday night, you're going to say like, guys, I can't go out. I've got work the next day and I really need to finish up this module because this is really important to me. So you're like, I'm going home. Things like that. And at the end of the day, what happens? You get your degree. You get your degree and you're on the path to building the life that you really want, to accomplishing your goals and fulfilling your dreams. So same thing with your diet. It's just the habit of keeping the promises that you have to yourself. If you want to go out with your friends, allow yourself that day and say, I want to go out on this day and I want to enjoy myself. And tomorrow I know that I will get back on track, because I know that enjoying life and my friends as well is part and parcel of moving forward in life. I don't want to get to the end of my journey being all fit and shit and having no friends around me, because everyone thinks I'm a psychopath wearing my spinach leaves now. And I think that's it. I didn't intend for this to go on that long, but it was just something that I would love for my 14-year-old self to know, and most of my content is based on that. Things that I would love to share with my younger self, and I know a lot of young girls out there would love to hear this too, because that you can be happy on and still be on your journey to a fitter and better self. So if it's one thing I'm going to leave you guys with today, is focus on being healthy instead of focusing on losing weight. Because if you focus on losing weight, it can only last so long. But if you focus on being healthy, then it's going to help you keep the weight off for a lifetime, hopefully. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you guys.